Hi, everyone. My name is Tammy Charles. I am an instructor here at UMA. I teach student success and healthcare management. And for this week's lecture, I'm going to talk about affirmations, intentions, and mindset. So, we're going to learn about the purpose of affirmations and the purpose of intentions and how they can transform your life and your thinking. We'll talk about the difference between intentions and goal setting. We'll also connect self-motivation with affirmations, and we'll talk about how you can use affirmations to overcome stress. So, a lot of us deal with a lot of different challenges, and some of those challenges are related to some of these current situations that some of us may be facing. So, for example, you may feel stuck and you don't know what to do next. You feel like your mind is consumed by negative thoughts and you can't see anything positive. You're carrying the weight of past poor decisions, failures, regrets, and bad experiences. You want more for your life, but you just don't know where to even start. You know that you're capable of achieving more, but you can't seem to go to the other side of insecurity, and your fears keep you from reaching your potential. Well, I have some good news. The good news is you have the power to overcome your thoughts. You are the master of your life. You can reach your goals and maximize your potential. You can contribute or continue to combat daily fears and insecurities. You are not a collection of your past failures and mistakes. And yes, you are capable of more. So you may be asking, well, how do I get to actually feeling these ways, right? We're going to talk about affirmations. The purpose of affirmations they are positive statements that can help you challenge and overcome self-sabotaging and negative thoughts. When you repeat them often and you actually begin to believe them, you can start making positive changes in your life. Now, for a lot of us, we have been so accustomed to thinking a certain way that we don't necessarily know how to get out. Affirmations gives us the tools and the trainings to get outside of that cycle of negative thinking and find another way to have a positive outlook on life. Now, building this mental positive muscle takes time, but the more you do it, the more you will see positive outcomes. Now, affirmations are super impactful and they're super simple, and we'll share about that. Affirmations help you address stress. They give you a stronger sense of self-worth, and they also increase your self-esteem. Affirmations has been used to help people or treat people with depression, low self-esteem, and other mental health conditions. It's kind of like used in cognitive behavioral therapy and some of these other therapies. It definitely improves your attitude. Sometimes when you're in the middle of a project and it's so challenging and you feel like you're just, all of these negative thoughts are pouring over you, sometimes just saying an affirmation like, I can do this, can immediately change the trajectory of your mindset. It's really amazing. It also improves your internal locus of control. Internal locus of control is all about you believing that you have control over the outcomes of your life. Affirmations help you do that. It contributes to a higher emotional intelligence. You become more aware. You're able to manage your emotions a lot better, especially when you're under stress. It also helps you manage your relationships better. It improves productivity. There's something about coming into work or starting your schoolwork with a positive attitude. And sometimes all it takes is saying, I am capable of accomplishing the work that is ahead of me. I will get an A in this class. That is enough to make you feel like you're motivated to get your work done and accomplish your goals. And it also helps you overcome bad habits. We pick up a lot of habits over the years, habits that come from coping mechanisms, habits of negative thinking, habits of self-sabotage. So the purpose of affirmations is to do something different and find a new way, reimagine the way you live your life. And affirmations are so powerful in doing that. Affirmations are connected to goal setting. So they work really well with visualization. They're useful for setting personal goals and keeping you motivated to actually achieve them. Now, when you set a personal goal of, say, for example, becoming more healthy or losing weight or increasing your credit score, saying an affirmation like, I have the ability to be healthier, or I am the master of my finances, that is enough to help you reach your goals. It also helps you increase your confidence in reaching them. Sometimes we set goals for our lives, but sometimes we struggle to be confident about our ability to reach our goals. Affirmations help us do that. It helps us finish projects that we've started or even assignments that we've started. And it also gives us this sense of mental clarity to pursue our work and responsibilities. Negative thoughts have a way of really making us feel like we are incapable or we are inadequate. But what's really awesome about affirmations is that it kind of dismantles those thoughts and those patterns and helps us open up our minds to what could be. And when we do that, we gain more clarity, we gain more confidence, and we have a lot more energy to pursue forward. They're amazing. So, how do you write an affirmation statement? There's a couple of principles that I want you to consider when writing affirmation statements. First, I want you to think about what you want to change about your life. So, it's super important to think about, what is it about my life do I want to change? And direct your affirmations to actually making those changes. Think about what you want to begin believing about yourself. So if you're struggling with low self-esteem, or if you're struggling with low self-efficacy, you don't believe that you are capable of doing what's ahead of you, simple statements such as, I can do this, I am capable of accomplishing the work that is ahead of me, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am creative, I am innovative, I'm a pioneer. Even me saying this right now, I'm starting to believe it. But what do you want to believe about yourself, and put those into your affirmation statements. It's also super important to put your affirmations in present tense. So instead of saying, I will be confident in myself, I am confident in myself. The reason why it's so important to put your affirmations in present tense is because we want to begin believing those things now. We don't want to wait later. And so affirmations have a way of, it's kind of like tricking your brain into believing, I've already achieved this goal, or I already believe that I'm confident. And so the more and more that you say it, the more you're able to cultivate this mindset of confidence and believing in yourself. So it's very, very important for you to say, I am, not necessarily I will. Say it with passion and confidence, even if you don't necessarily believe it in the moment. It'll take time. Give yourself time, give yourself compassion, but try to say it with as much compassion and rigor and excitement, because the more and more you do that, the more and more you'll actually believe what you're saying. Think about your posture. So I know you can't see me right now, but I'm using my hands. And when I'm saying that I am capable of doing the work that is ahead of me, my shoulders are up, my chest is up, and I'm believing what I'm saying. And your body language really speaks, not just our words, but our body language really translates how we really feel. So the more you can incorporate your body into what you're saying, the more confident you'll be. So what are some examples of affirmations? So if you're trying to figure out where to start, these are some really great places to start. I can do this. Sometimes just saying that is enough for you to feel like you are capable. I am successful. Now, remember when I talked about present tense? You may not necessarily feel like you are successful now, but you have succeeded in a lot of areas. If you are alive today, that is enough to be successful. The fact that you are here today, living and breathing, that means that you have 100% success rate in overcoming the challenges that you faced. And so, yes, you are successful. See, it's all about your mindset, right? I am grateful for my friends and family. Affirmations are connected to gratitude. So when you wake up in the morning, and this is something I do as well, when I wake up in the morning, I think about, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my home, the work that I get to do. I'm grateful for my friends who have supported me, my mentors, my community. I'm grateful that I have food on the table. I can pay my bills. And the more and more I say it, the more and more affirming I feel. I am brilliant and creative. So again, you may not necessarily feel that way about yourself, but you are brilliant and creative. You are here at UMA. You are getting your education. You are so capable of achieving your goals. You just have to believe that. I am happy. I have had days where I'm not always happy, right? You've had a stressful day, you're dealing with family situations or whatever it is, but sometimes just saying I am happy, even when you don't feel happy, just tricks that brain and says, you know what? I am happy. Everything I need is within me. Sometimes we look to external factors to feel like we need to somehow cope or deal with life situations, but sometimes we just need to look into ourselves. I am prosperous. I have everything that I need. I am a leader. I am a trailblazer. Imagine going into a job interview and saying these things. How powerful is that? So, affirmations, again, they're written in present tense. They're meant to boost your confidence. You're not lying to yourself. So, I know some people may be looking at this and saying, well, I feel like I'm lying to myself if I say this. All of these things are true. It's a matter of changing your perspective. One thing I want to share too is we are wired to, in many ways, think negatively, right? So when we wake up in the morning, it's kind of like a survival mechanism for a lot of us. I won't go into any specifics around the psychological or scientific implications and Paleolithics and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm trying to say here is we are wired to think negatively. And sometimes just having these statements to course correct our mindset creates new neural pathways to overcome our negative thinking. I have to tell you, I have dealt with depression. I have dealt with anxiety. And it took me for months, if not years, to continue saying these statements to break out of the cycle of negative thinking. So it is possible. Our brains are muscles. So the purpose of affirmations is to help boost those muscles and use them to create positive change within ourselves. Affirmations are really great for stress management. A lot of us have multiple priorities and responsibilities. We have jobs, we have families, we have school, and it can become very stressful. And sometimes it can cause us to get into this cycle of negative thinking, right? According to the newspaper Daily Mirror, the average person spends 2 hours and 28 minutes a day stressing over issues such as parenting and jobs and financing. And it's totally understandable. Those situations can be very stressful. But when those thoughts come and can you imagine just sitting down and spending 2 hours, 2.5 hours just stressing? That's a totally waste of time, right? So when we think about managing our stress, affirmations is a really great way for us to course correct our minds into positivity. So affirmations can help us manage our stress in a lot of different ways. They first help us manage our emotions so they don't manage us. So when say, for example, you're in a situation where you're dealing with a very stressful work schedule, you're dealing with kids who are maybe at home or who are at school, and you're dealing with maybe a sick parent, and then you also have a homework assignment due. It is so easy to want to just lose our minds, right? And become emotionally anxious. But one way that affirmations can help us overcome stress is saying those statements like I mentioned earlier, I can do this, I can overcome this, and really saying it with a lot of confidence and conviction. It breaks the cycle of negativity that can really overwhelm us. Stress really happens in the mind. Stress is all about perception. Yes, it's true. There are stressful situations happening right in front of us, but it is the way we show up to life. It is the way we show up to those situations that makes the difference. So our goal is to leverage tools like affirmations to help us show up with courage, with compassion, and knowing that we are capable of breaking some of those things that overwhelm us. It helps us calm down. You ever feel stressed and you feel like your heart's beating and you feel like you're about to cry and lose your mind? Well, sometimes just sitting down and having your hands on your lap and your feet planted on the floor and saying, okay, I got this. I can do this. And sometimes you got to tell yourself, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I know that the answer lies within myself. And sometimes it calms us down. It creates a slower heartbeat and allows us to really revisit the situation with a more calm mindset. What's really great about affirmations is that it helps us focus on Um, it helps us focus on the facts rather than arbitrary ideas. Sometimes stress comes from situations that don't even exist. Like we make up stories in our minds about why we should be stressed. And sometimes affirmations has a way of just taking those thoughts and canceling them and creating new ones. So it's very important to use affirmations, especially when we have thoughts that just come into our minds. Like sometimes we have negative thoughts that come out of nowhere. And the purpose of affirmations is to completely counteract those ideas and have new ones. It gives us a sense of control over thinking and our feelings, and it helps us reclaim our power. The purpose of affirmations is to help us think through every situation and think about the positive aspect, and also think about how we can use our control to engage those situations. So these are some really, really great affirmations for stress management. And I got this from spiritualhealth.com. My peace is my power. I release my anxious thoughts. Today I choose joy. I trust myself to deal with whatever arises. This is really, really an amazing affirmation because sometimes we just don't trust ourselves. And so in order to build trust, we do that through affirming our trust in ourselves. Because we can't trust ourselves, we can't believe that we're capable of accomplishing our goals. We must learn to trust in our abilities to accomplish or address the challenges that lay ahead of us. We also need to speak peace. So speaking peaceful energy is radiating out from around me is a great, great way for you to just make sure that you're creating an environment where you feel like you have peace. We create our environments. We're the master of our environments. We are thermostats, not just thermometers. Affirmations can motivate us. So if you think about remember the definition of motivation, it's the thought of, it is the energizing force behind our behaviors. It gives our behavior direction and persistence. So it's an energy that is created. Think of affirmation or affirmations as a fuel to provide consistent energy and direction to help us persist. Because the thing about motivation is there are times where you're not always going to feel motivated. And if we want to re-energize ourselves and refocus and commit to our goals, we use affirmations to help us do that. So what are some ways affirmations are connected to motivations? It's all about increasing positivity and reducing the impact of negative thoughts, because negative thoughts can diminish our motivation. So we're utilizing affirmations to bring back that energy and that force to help us persist forward. It actually contributes to our overall well-being. It improves our health. There's definitely a connection between positive thinking, positive attitude, and our overall health. Because anxiety, it impacts our heart, our gut. So when we're able to use affirmations, it's like a way of inner and physical healing. It helps us stay focused. Sometimes problems and situations and other people and all these other pieces, social media, the technology, so many things can really, really cause us to feel overwhelmed and distract us from our true purpose. So affirmations are meant to ground us and help us recommit. It also helps cultivate gratitude. So like you saw with the affirmation earlier, I'm grateful for my friends and family. It's a great way to remind us of what we have and not necessarily what we don't have. It gives us courage to overcome, and it helps us cultivate a growth mindset. If you can remember, growth mindset is all about not the fact that you may not necessarily know everything. I mean, you may be taking a class and you're like, I've never learned this before. But affirmation says, well, I can learn it now. And I am able to capture this information and use it for my career now. So it helps us cultivate that growth mindset. Now we're going to jump into intentions. Intentions are very phenomenal. It's a very phenomenal tool. While affirmations helps us really cultivate a positive mindset, intentions are statements that focus on who you want to be, what you wish to contribute to the world, and how you choose to touch the lives of others. And it's an example of an intention is I intend to show acts of kindness today. I open myself to any possibility to bring joy into the life of another. The thing that's powerful about intentions is that it sets the tone. It's like creating a personal agenda that reflects our core values, our core desires, to show up to the world fully as who we are meant to be. The impact of intentions is that they help us focus on the life that we want to create and live. And like I mentioned earlier, sometimes we're stuck in this cycle. We feel like we're not getting anywhere. And a lot of it is, what intentions are you creating every day? Because sometimes we have, and we'll talk about this, the difference between goals and intentions, but sometimes we need to really connect with ourselves deeply and say, what do I need to do today and tomorrow and next week to push me towards the goals that I want to achieve? Intentions really help answer those questions. They can make us become more effective and productive. I can think of the mornings where I actually sit down and write out, I intend to connect with my students in a deeper way. I intend to connect with my clients and help them accomplish their goals. When I write my intentions down, it's intentional, right? Intentionality is all about not just being passive about our lives, it's about being active. They can help us stay focused on the positive and get out of our head. So it's another tool. Like affirmations help us change our thinking. Intentions help us determine what actions we will take in order to transform our thinking. And then they also help us practice mindfulness and appreciate the small things in life. When we're intentional about living our lives, we don't just notice the big things, but we appreciate the small things, right? We appreciate the flowers or the beauty of nature. We appreciate the clouds are in the sky, and it helps us become mindful of the world that is around us. And it helps us become less stressed. So what is the difference between intentions and goal setting? Because they're kind of similar, but they're very different. Now, goal settings are the results you're looking to achieve at a specific time. But intentions are the energy that you put in at the very startup of something. So it addresses your willingness to do something. So you may say, for example, my goal is to lose 10 pounds by January of 2021. That's your goal. Intentions are, I intend to focus on eating healthy, cultivating my body, cultivating my mindset in order to pursue lifelong health. Do you see the difference? One is a goal, but the intentions provide the energy to accomplish that goal. Now, goal setting is really focused on the future, right? I want to achieve losing 10 pounds, but intentions focus on the present. Today, I choose to eat healthy meals and care for my body so that I can be the best version of myself. Goal setting emphasizes the results and milestones and external achievements. Intentions really emphasize the emotions, the relationship with yourself, and the task at hand. And then lastly, goal setting is really focused on specific actions and expectations and results. But intentions really focus on the broader picture of your life. So yes, I may say I want to lose 10 pounds, but my intentions really help me understand what kind of life I want to create in the present moment. And how's that connected to my goals? So what are some tools can you use to build affirmations and intentions? Some of the tools that I personally use is a simple recorder app. You can use your phone and just record your affirmations and intentions and replay them regularly. Schedule times during your day. So on my calendar at 7 a.m. and 10 p.m., it's a reminder on my phone. It reminds me, look at your intentions, look at your affirmations. Use a notebook to write out your affirmations. It's a great way to just to remind yourself of what those affirmations are. A gratitude journal is as simple as writing out what you're thankful for, but keeping that is a great way to be more positive about your life. Now, Think Up is a really great app. There is a free version of it, and you record your voice and there's music playing in the background. So it's a really, really good tool for you to use to really think about when you think about recording your affirmations, but with music in the background. It's super powerful. I've cried listening to mine. Mantra and unique daily affirmations are also great apps that you can use on your phone. So what are some key takeaways? So we can control our thoughts and our feelings. We must be active in our pursuit of peace and happiness. The healing we need comes from within. We have the power to create the life we desire. Our actions begin with thoughts, and our thoughts inform our behavior. Surround yourself with people who can affirm you as well. We're not meant to journey this life alone. We are the masters of our lives. Our outer world is shaped by our inner world. And I want to close with some really awesome quotes by Roy T. Bennett. He has a book called The Light in the Heart. I use these quotes in my classes as well, and they're so powerful. The first quote is, attitude is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Optimism is a choice. Kindness is a choice. Giving is a choice. Respect is a choice. Whatever choice you make makes you. So choose wisely. Affirmations helps us think about our mindset. Intentions help us develop the behaviors and actions that'll help us reach or create the life that we want to live. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. So remember, we have fears. Those things are real. We'll always deal with it probably for the rest of our lives. But today you've been given tools to address those fears. Don't let those fears push you. Let your dreams, your affirmations, and your intentions be led by the dreams in your heart are actually your intentions for how you plan to show up to life for yourself and others. And lastly, again, don't be pushed by around the fears in your mind, but be led by the dreams in your heart. So these are some of the sources that I used in order to create this presentation. Feel free to do a screenshot of this because these are some incredible articles you can use in order for you to create and cultivate affirmations and cultivate intentions in your life. Thank you so much for listening.